Welcome to week number 4 of Side Piece Poker. Thank you as always for being here and watching my content. Since today is our last video before the end of January recap, I will keep today's video short. First we will look at the poker I played, and then next we will look at how it impacted the financials, and third we will look at our casino of the week. But stay tuned because along the way I will be announcing a giveaway during next week's video. Without further ado, let's dive into the poker I played this week. This week's poker was played on Friday, January 20th at Maryland Live Casino in Arundel Mills, Maryland. I played in their 1-3 no-limit hold'em game where I bought in for $300. As you can see on this graphic, the buy-in ranges is $100 to $400. I felt comfortable buying in at $300 for two reasons. One, that is what my bankroll currently supports, and that is the level we are playing at for this game. And second is the average stack at the table is honestly around $200, maybe even a little bit less. The player to my right was bought in for $300, and the player in seat number 1 was bought in for $400, but everyone else was less than me, so I felt very comfortable buying in at $300. After around 2.5 hours of playing, I left the casino up $180, which we really like to see. This picture right here shows my chips as I was leaving, and it made me pretty happy. But not as happy as the news I got earlier in the week, that the Baltimore Ravens were moving on from Greg Roman. If you remember last week, I was calling for the Ravens to fire Greg Roman, and it seems like they listened. So hopefully they find a great coordinator who can unlock Lamar's magic. Speaking of magic, let's take a look at our financials. The $180 win this week raised my bankroll from $3,798 to $3,978, which equates to a little bit over 13 buy-ins. Our win rate decreased to 54.71 big blinds per 100 hands played. As you saw in the previous graphic, this is well exceeding our month 1 total, and in honor of that, I would like to introduce Side Piece Poker's first ever giveaway. As a thank you for watching my content, I want to share some of this month's winnings with one of my followers. In order to enter the giveaway, which will be done on next week's video, you have to subscribe to this channel and comment 3 times. The comments can truthfully be anything, but I would love to hear some feedback on this channel, hear if you've ever played poker before, or your favorite casino that I should visit. So be sure to subscribe to this channel and comment 3 times in order to enter. Now let's take a look at the side piece segment. Our new dollars per hour win rate after this week is $75.23. While this went down from last week, it is still a win rate I am very proud of. In next week's episode, I will be introducing some other metrics that I will be using to evaluate my play. But for now, let's look at this week's poker term in 15 seconds. A poker term you might have heard before while watching on TV or YouTube is the nuts. The nuts is the absolute best hand a player can have given the situation and cards on the table. They are also known as the stone cold nuts, and another term is the second nuts, which is the second best hand. Let's take a look at our casino of the week. The casino of the week this week is Maryland Live Casino, located in Arundel Mills, Maryland. Maryland Live Casino was constructed in June of 2012. Their website lists 50 poker tables, which offers a mix of tournament and cash games, and overall, I give it a very high 9 out of 10. Some of the things I really like is that I went on a Friday where it was very busy and I had to wait no longer than 10 minutes. Everything was very clean, everything was very professional, and the promotions were awesome. When I was there, it was a high hand every 20 minutes, and the prize was $500. One of the guys at my table won $500. He got quad aces with a kicker of 7, and it held, and they brought over $500 in chips that he walked away with. At the same time, they had a bunch of other promotions going on throughout the month that, if you're in the area, I definitely encourage you to check out. Drinks aren't free like they are in Vegas, so they get a minus point, but overall, 9 out of 10. Definitely will be playing at Maryland Live Casino anytime I'm home. That concludes week number 4 of Side Piece Poker. Thank you as always for watching, and be sure to come back next Sunday for week 5 of Side Piece Poker, which will be our January recap. That video will be looking at the profit loss for the month, and establishing a few new segments, which I think will give better structure to these videos going forward. So be sure to come back then. Thank you as always, and see you next week for week 5 of Side Piece Poker.